Hello again, and thank you for joining Jeff and Jenny's Classic Restorations. Well, today we're back for the second half of the Mobylette Raleigh AV7 engine. Just going to get it back together again. It's slightly out of sequence, this one. I've already filmed the first half when I had a little bit of a chance in the week, and this is my second chance in the week to get things finished. I'm doing the introduction now because Jenny, she's been at a Christmas party with friends, and she's having a little bit of a hangover, but she's okay. The other thing I wanted to mention was, just as you start to think you've got everything sorted, my son comes along with something even bigger. So I've only got a couple of little jobs to do. But now, my son had a car accident several months ago. But he told me that his main beam wasn't working. I go over there. He works in a restaurant and lives there. And he said, it was actually his driving light that was the problem. So I go over there to have a look, and the whole unit inside there has literally come out and cracked all around there. So there was no way of replacing it. So I've got another one for him. I've told him I can't do it till Wednesday when I'm off, which is Sunday today. He's taking the bumper off and everything. So, and it's supposed to be a freezing cold day, so I'm looking forward to that. So thanks to him, that's another little job to do. So please join us and see how we get on getting this engine back together again. Hello and welcome back to this workbench. As I mentioned, I've got my son's headlight to do. That's going to take ages. So I've decided I'm back to work now. I just had 2 weeks off. Don't know where the time's gone, but I'm back again. So I needed to get this episode done. So I'm going to try and do a little bit each day. So the first thing I want to do today is get the crankshaft back in and get this together. Although we've got all these brackets, I'm going to put in the bolts for now, and we'll leave it at that and that will help this set. I've got the new gasket to go in, and I've also got this stuff, Hilo blue, similar to Honda Bond, and I'll smear some of that around there, and that should keep a good seal in there. And I'll put these bolts in for now. We'll leave it at that. Once the crankshaft's in, let that set, and then we can come back for the next day when I can carry on again. We've got all the bolts for it. Got the head studs with bolts and washers, and we've got the bolts for here. But they've given you everything here, but no nuts. So I think I'm going to have to use some of the old nuts off the old ones. So first thing I want to do is put a little bit of 2-stroke oil in these bearings to start with, and then we'll put some of this. Well, we put the first part of the crankshaft in, the first one half, and the wife's not too chuffed with it being in the freezer either, and amongst her peas. What the hell is this? It's a crankshaft, isn't it? You know, what do you expect in the freezer? But anyway, I'm gonna come back to you in a minute. I'll get the crankshaft ready out the freezer, get some grease or oil in there, and we can start getting this crankcase together. One frozen crankshaft back from the freezer. I have gone around now with some 2-stroke oil in there. So we now need to get this back on. The longer one, the hole, is the clutch side. So if that's the front, that will be the clutch side there. But whether this is all going to go in nicely, we don't know. There we go, that one's in. So what we need to do now, hopefully, get some of this, in fact, I think what we'll do, we'll get that over there first of all. Do that in a minute, and whilst it's still cold, we can get this one in. Just make sure we got this right. That's the clutch side, and that's the front there. Okay, I think that will go on once we've got the bolts in. So we'll do it that side. And we're going to use this Raleigh stuff now. It's I don't know if it's cold or not, it's a bit stiff coming out, but we'll smear that around here. Bear with me whilst I'll go around here first and I'll come back to you in a moment. So I've gone around with that Raleigh sealer, and I've got the gasket on there now, so we'll try again and get this back in whilst it's still cold. It's going to probably need a little tap to get together. We might be able to gently pull it together if these are long enough. And so I'll go and get the mallet again and see if we can get them together first. Well, with a little tap with the mallet, that's actually together now. What I'm going to do, just for now, as I mentioned, we've got all these brackets to go on, but we won't muck about with that for now. We'll get a lot of these bolts in without any bracketry, and then I've got this the right way round. I'll get all these bolts in and then we can tighten it up, leave it for now, and then come back to it to get the rest on. Here we go. All the bolts are back in. It's just a temporary measure until I get these brackets back in. I'll take them out one at a time, but I think it's best just to let that settle for the day, and then we can come back and try and get the rest together. In fact, we need to get the head on first, and then we'll get on these brackets afterwards. So that'll be it for now, and we'll come back as soon as I can to get finished off. Well, it's not the next day. I'll just carried on a little bit. I had a little bit extra time, and so I thought, well, I might as well get these on and let it settle down. Once this is all on, we don't have to muck about with it anymore. But yeah, just to show you these new bearings, no horrible rattling noise now, nice and tight. So that'll definitely be it for today, and when we come back we'll start getting the cylinder on, hopefully, and see what goes wrong with that. So that will go on there later on. So that's it for today, and next time I'll come back to you. Well, here we go, back again now, second day of this. So as we know, all the brackets are back on, the two magneto studs are on, and I've had to put a little bit of silicone in there because that actually goes right through to the well, cylinder. So hopefully that sealed that. So really it's just now trying to get it back together. I've cleaned up this head inside there now, that's all nice and smooth, and also we've got to put a new gasket in here. So I'm going to go round again with the this blue stuff, Raleigh, and that will help give that a good seal. And then again on the, well, probably on the bottom of the cylinder, we'll put some more. I hope that should be a good seal. So I'll come back to you once I've gone around with this. Well, I've gone around with that sealer now, so now we can line this gasket up. Once that's in place, we can go around with these studs. The one thing I did find was when I thought I didn't have enough bolts, basically I didn't have enough. I did have enough for doing the engine casing, but there's no actual head bolts, but the old ones I'll have to just use. I've got some washers for them, so that'll be okay. And one more. as a second line of thought, decided to leave those studs for now. Might as well get the piston in first, will make life easier. Right, so we've got a new gudgeon pin there, and we've got some little clips to hold it in. The piston rings are already in, and so what I'm going to do, first of all, this one we did refurbish before, still pretty okay. Perhaps I should have got another one, but we should be alright. I'm just going to give that a little coat in 2-stroke. We'll put that one back in. Right, so now wipe her hands. Now we'll get the piston on, which there's an arrow on the top, which is facing to the front. Go on there. And now try and line up this gudgeon pin. Which can be easier said than done, especially on camera when you're trying to do 2 things at once. We'll it's going to take a little bit of fiddling about to get that through, and I'll come back to you once that's on. Well, finally got that in. It was quite stiff because obviously it's not worn, and it's fitted in nicely with the bearings now in there. So what I'm going to try and do now is get I think we're going to try on this side to get the might need to be tapped in just a little bit more, but if we can get this clip in first, rather fiddly, I can just tap it towards this one. Yeah, these are not the sort of things you want to come out when it's running. Nearly there, nearly. Yeah, I think that's in place. Right, now I'm going to just use this socket just to tap it down just a touch more, and then I'll put the other one in. Right, here we go now. That gudgeon pin is finally in. I've gone around with the sealer again, and the studs are in and tightened up. So now we're going to try and get the piston into the cylinder. I'm just going to I don't want oil all over this sealer, so I'm just going to gently lubricate this this cylinder with some 2-stroke. I want to go over the top of it just to help get it started. And we can just do a little bit around the piston. Okay, that should do for now. Right, let's hope for the best and hope this goes on nicely. Make sure we get it the right way round, which we have. Right, now we could squash these rings in. Should hopefully get it to go in. Go in slowly. Well, back now, finally got that cylinder in, or the piston into the cylinder, which is all okay. I've now put the head gasket on, which has got some of the gasket sealer on there. So that's all cleaned up, and now finally we can just get the head on. Okay, so I do have some new washers, lucky enough, with it. They go on there, and I do have to use the old bolts. So I get those on. There we go. God. Bear with me. Oh, start again, I suppose. Right. Okay, so that on there. One in there. And one in there. Right. So we can now get the old bolts on. Just get them started for now. Hopefully. Right, they're now in, just nipped up. I've done them in a diagonal pattern, not to put any stress on the head. This is this new torque wrench I've got. It's in Newton meters, so I had to convert. It's actually 12 pounds pressure on that one, on these ones, but that's equivalent to 16 Newton meters. So I'll go around diagonally again, just slowly tightening them up until we get to that pressure. After every few thousand miles, you need to tighten these up anyway. Re-torque them every now and again. Still think it seems a bit tight to me, so I think I'm just going to ease that down just a little bit. Yeah, just going by feel, it just feels a bit tight. I don't really want to overdo these. Okay. To be honest, that feels alright to me. I don't trust it. Okay, well that's back together now. Okay, with that finished now, what I'll be doing, I'll put it all back together again and put it back into the Mobylette. You've seen it on the Mobylette series, and then I'll show you once we get it hopefully running, and I'll show you how how it is compared to what it was. So and then we'll move on to the orange Suzuki FZ50. So I'm just going to, one thing, as you know, I trouble with this circlip in there. Just going to make sure that it does clip in okay. That would be great if that happens. And yeah, so let's just see how we get on. So I put some grease on there now, and I think it's probably a good point to get this belt on at the same time to get around all these brackets. So hopefully this this circlip is not damaged at all. Get that round there. Okay, there it is. So we can hopefully push that down. But I think I need my dentistry tools again. I'll come back to you once it's on, hopefully. That's on, lucky enough. Now we've just got the little spacer washer in there. And one more circlip, which is never normally a problem. I'll just push this washer down. There. And now we can slide this one on. And that will clip in down there. This one has to be pushed together. Well, you can't see me doing that in there, so I'll leave it at that for now. I'll get the clutch on. I've got to put the stator on, and then and that will do. So hopefully next time you'll see it, it will be back in the Mobylette X7 running, hopefully, and we'll come back on the next episode, which will be starting of the Suzuki F50. Well, that's it for this episode, and I'll show you hopefully with it running back in the bike. Got to go through that. Jenny's just having a quick check of it. We've got the magneto back on for now, and the clutch is back on. So this will go out on Christmas Day. So I would like to thank you all my subscribers and other people viewing. We wish you a very happy Christmas, and the next episode, which will be with the Suzuki FZ50, that will be on New Year's Day. So we'll wish you a New Year's Day, Happy New Year then. So on behalf of Jenny, we wish you a very happy Christmas to yourself and all your family. Goodbye for now. Thank you.